What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, Career Talk with Taylor. I am so excited to be bringing you all another video. I know it's been a little while, but this video is going to be all about how we are transitioning into a work from home lifestyle during the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's get right into it. So if you've been watching my videos for some time now, then you kind of know how things go. Feel free to leave me a comment or send me an email. Let me know how you guys are doing during the COVID-19 pandemic. Are you working from home? Are you going to a physical location for work? Have you decided to be an entrepreneur? Are you starting a business? Are you still working on your career, just out of high school, just out of college, and are now thinking about what are you going to do to build your career journey out? Definitely feel free to reach out to me, comment below, or whatever the case may be, so that we can support each other and get ourselves through this pandemic. Before we jump into my coping mechanisms for this video, I do want to kind of give you all a quick life update. Now, this is not something that I have made a video about yet, but I have discussed this on my Instagram account, which is @thatbizmodel. If you guys want to follow me and kind of keep up with some things that are going on, or you can reach me on Facebook @thatbizmodel as well, because I'm actually a little bit more active on my Facebook than I am on my Instagram, but I do like a lot of stories. So like stories is my thing as opposed to posting, but I do plan to get a little bit better at that. Neither here nor there. I want to give you guys a life update, what's going on with me or what has been going on. So one thing that I've been working on during quarantine is like my health, dental health, physical health, and all of that. So I'm actually getting braces, and this whole braces journey has taught me a lot of patience because, you know, I've been wanting to get braces, and I went to the dentist. This happened, that happened. Things happen the way that they're supposed to happen, and everything turned out for the better in the end. But I have had to wait several weeks because instead of getting the ceramic braces that I was going to get, now I'm going to be getting Invisalign. So finally, my appointment is about to be coming up on Wednesday, where I get to actually have my first trays that I'm putting in to help my teeth or braces or whatever. So I'm getting my Invisalign trays on Wednesday. So if you guys want to like take the Invisalign journey with me while I do my Invisalign for a year, definitely let me know. Like this video, comment, and let me know if that's something that you guys want to follow while I'm getting my Invisalign. I'll give you guys updates and let you guys see before and afters, and how my teeth are shifting, and how I like Invisalign, how much it costs, you know, all the things that you all may want to know about Invisalign, because I will be doing it. So I'll be able to give you guys all the info. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to follow that journey, and I'll definitely be sure to keep you guys posted on Invisalign. Now, I know this video is kind of a little bit late. I actually shot this entire video already, but then had to go back and now reshoot the video because I had some issues with the footage. So I do apologize for a little bit of tardiness, but we're back now, and I think this time it will go pretty smoothly. So like I said, this video is all about transitioning into a work from home lifestyle during the COVID-19 pandemic. So I currently am in a work from home lifestyle, and I've been having a lot of trouble getting accustomed to being at home, being confined, and, you know, not going to a physical location for work. And I know it kind of seems like, are you really having trouble? Because I'm really smiley right now. But if you saw me when this pandemic first happened and quarantine was life, at the very beginning, you would definitely, be amazed. I've definitely figured out some ways to cope with being in quarantine. And so because of that, I was able to kind of get a different perspective and have a mindset shift, and just think about the positive aspects of being here in quarantine. So I wanted to make a video about all of these things that I've learned and all of the mindset shifts that I was able to accomplish, or I was able to come into the realization for, because it was really, really hard for me. I'm not used to being confined in my own home, not being able to get out and kind of have an outlet, which working at a physical location was that outlet for me. Being able to just go somewhere during the day, do my job, something that I love to do, and then to be able to go home, or, before I go home, stop and get a bite to eat or have a drink or meet up with friends, things like that. Just normal, everyday life that we're used to. But now we have to think about ways that we can redefine our new normal. So if you are currently working from home because of COVID-19, then I really hope that these coping mechanisms that I have grown accustomed to will be something that could help you as well. The very first thing that I had to learn during maneuvering through this work from home situation during COVID-19 was definitely the fact that I need to be on a schedule. And it's pretty much like the most important, the number one thing that has to happen, at least for me, during work from home, is I have to have a schedule. Period. There's no getting around it, because trust me, I tried. At the very beginning of being in quarantine, probably for at least a week, I was excited, like, oh yeah, I don't have to go to work. Like, I'm gonna sleep in until 12, until 1. And, I was going to bed whenever I wanted to, like 3 in the morning, for no reason. My daily schedule was just all over the place. And this happened for like months. Months. Like, I'm not trying to come on here and just like paint you a perfect picture. But this literally happened for months, and that is how I know that it is a downward spiral, because I just couldn't get into anything. By the time I woke up, it almost felt like it was like time to go back to sleep, right? So, it just didn't work for me. It made my mood like horrible all of the time, very irritable. And then on top of that, like I said, I was dealing with health issues. I was, getting treatments on my mouth to get ready for these doggone braces. And it was just a lot of stress, just because I wasn't, getting the proper sleep or having a proper work schedule or a day schedule that would allow me to have some normalcy, or have some normalcy, around habits that I used to have and used to do. Like, I would get up at 6:30, get ready, go to work all day, regular 9 to 5, and then get off work and come home. So I had to create that normalcy again, regardless of what I'm doing or what anyone is doing. As it pertains to work, like, you have to kind of get yourself into some sort of routine, at least at the very beginning, so that you can have discipline. If you don't have discipline in your schedule, in your day, then nothing really kind of falls together. Everything is either a little bit over here, a little bit over there. But imagine, how more quickly you could get things done if you were on a schedule. Some things that, I was trying to put together at the very beginning would literally take me all day to do, just because my mindset was all over the place. I didn't have any kind of set, I don't want to say barriers, but I didn't have any kind of, a set schedule to kind of keep me on track. So the simplest things, like writing a blog post, for example, would take me all day to do. And it was just a very exhausting experience. But I realized, like, what I'm doing, I'm being distracted. I don't have a schedule. I don't have any kind of discipline around my day, and that I discovered it's just not good for me at all. Like, it's not good. It's not going to get me to the next level. It's not going to get me to my career goals. So I had to put in place a schedule for my day, and, I try my hardest to keep up with it. Habits take 7 days, at least 7 to like 21 days to, make it a habit and make it something that you do. I'm not always up at 7 a.m. Sometimes I get up at like 9, things like that. But the more you try, the more you do it, the more you think about how quickly you would be able to get to the next level if you were to put yourself on a disciplined schedule. It makes a lot more sense. Like I said, some things that used to take me all day only take about 30 minutes to an hour. And that like frustrated me because I just, couldn't get myself into the groove. But now I'm here and I have a schedule, so we're all good. But that is like one of the most important things, most important coping mechanisms or tips that I had to put in place, because I realized it was affecting more than just my ability to work. It was affecting my mood. It was affecting like my stress levels. So just know Taylor is that type of person that like needs to have some type of schedule and some type of, this is what you do at this time, this is what you do at that time, in order for me to like keep it together. The next thing that has gotten me through this quarantine is to act like you are at work. Act like you are at a physical location. When you're at work, you can't go anywhere, unless it's like a lunch break or a bathroom break or something like that. And then you're back to your office, or you're back to the job, or you have a meeting coming up or something like that. So be in the mindset of, I'm at work, I'm at the physical location here. I set up my desk, I have, my mug here. I have a laptop. Like, get a desk, get a mug, get a lamp. Like, make your workspace similar to the workspace that you have at your actual physical location job as much as possible. I mean, of course, make it your own. I am the type of person that is like a nester. I love to have my space like set up in a way that helps me to express myself better and just to feel more comfortable. But definitely pretend as if you were really at work and make your environment kind of match up to that as best as you can, just so that you can stay on track. You have to keep your mindset on track. I'm at work, even if you're not even working anymore, like, you're working towards something. This pandemic can really make you feel like there's no future. It can really make you feel like this is all that it's ever going to be and there's no future, just because it's taken so long for the pandemic to kind of get better, and for our world and our lives to get back on track and to be back normal. I think I started quarantining like in March, and it's August. Like, the year is about to be over. I would have never fathomed that this would be still going on several months later. I thought that I'd just be back, at the end of April or something like that. So the waiting and, not knowing and all of that can really take a toll on you and make you think that there's no future for you. But that's not the case. Once this pandemic comes to an end, and it will come to an end, there's going to be opportunities, and there's going to be, things at the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel that opens up. And we have to be prepared for when that happens. So you have to keep yourself in the mindset of work, and your career goals always have to be at the forefront of your mind, because it's easy to slip into a depression over this pandemic, and that's what we don't want to do. We want to be able to continue on and get to our goals. So it's really important for you to kind of try and set yourself up so that you have yourself in the mindset like, I'm at work, whatever it is that I'm doing is going to be something that is going to get me to the next steps, whether that's looking jobs up, whether that's finding information online, watching YouTube or whatever to get advice about, continuing to be forward moving, keeping a positive outlook and mindset. And we'll talk about how to do that so that you actually know how to do it and tips. But that is, another level of importance for being able to cope while you transition into this work from home period during COVID-19. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Comment below and let me know what field you are working in, or what field you are working towards being in. Of course, my channel is all about supporting the business community. Let me know how you guys are feeling, how you guys are coping. And maybe I will be able to help you personally on a one-on-one kind of level, depending on what your situation is. But I definitely want to hear from you all. So I wanted to kind of stop and just say that before we move on to the next couple of things I'm going to tell you guys about. But make sure you subscribe, like this video, and comment below and let me know how you guys are feeling out there. Now, we've gone through making a schedule. We've gone through making sure that your workspace reminds you of work. So now we have to talk about making sure you're filling up your day. Now, this is specifically for people who are at home, but they are no longer, with the company, got laid off or something like that. Because, of course, if you're working from home and you're with the company, then you may have some activities to fill up your day as it pertains to your actual job. But whether you are or whether you aren't still working, but you're in a work from home capacity or at home capacity or quarantine capacity, make sure you're filling up your day with things that are going to help you get to the next level of your career. So basically, if you're someone like me, when I first started quarantining and I was with the company that I was working for, I had to think of ways to fill up my day so that I can continue to be productive and to have a productive life and not just feel like, I'm doing nothing at all. Like, that really was another thing that made me become really, semi-depressed in this pandemic. It's just not having anything to do. And then, of course, not being able to go anywhere because everything is shut down because we're in quarantine. So that's one of the reasons why I started this YouTube channel, because I needed to have something as an outlet for me to work on and share and connect with people. So now I wake up, I figure out what the next topic is for this channel, I write everything out, do research on the topic, work on my personal brands, working on my website, working on services that I want to provide, and just kind of starting to create my own personal brand for my career. Everyone needs to, especially now, have a digital presence, especially now that we're all in quarantine and people are starting to recreate the future based on, pandemic happenings and things that are happening on the outside that we just can't control. So having a digital presence is more important now than ever before, because you kind of want to put yourself out there. You want to put your strengths out there. And if you're able to do that and help other people as well, then I think that it's a really great time to do it. People want to see other people. We still want to have that human connection. So the more we all can just come together, support each other, talk about what we're going through, I think the better. So definitely make sure that you're filling up your schedule with things that are going to help benefit yourself, move forward, and continue to stay on track with your career goals. That way, you're not constantly thinking about the negative aspects of being in quarantine or whatever is going on out there in the world that is, that takes a toll on who we are as human beings. So if you don't have anything to do, make sure you find something to do. I don't care whether you are the CEO of your own well, if you're the CEO of your own company, then you're probably working on that. But it doesn't matter if you are senior director of such and such company, or if you are a high school student wondering whether college is going to be for you, or if you just got out of college and now you're like, dang, I can't even get a job. I'm worried about these student loans that I have. Always make sure that you are filling up your day, being in control. Stay in control. Be in control of your own life, and remember that you control that. Nobody else controls what you do or where you can go. Yes, we may have a pandemic. Yes, we may be confined into our own homes during quarantine or whatever the case may be, but you always have to remember that you are responsible for your own life. So whatever it is that you are able to do while we're in quarantine, I would definitely focus on that and work on that and focus on the positive aspects of what you can do in order to continue to maintain, the right state of mind. Because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and this is not something that will last forever. So always, just stay ready. The last thing that I want to kind of share with you all when it comes to coping with working from home during the COVID-19 pandemic is you have to make a conscious decision to see the pandemic in a positive perspective, or see our situation in a positive perspective, because it is so easy, especially for me. Now, you're probably just meeting me. This might be the first video that you ever seen on my channel, but to be honest, negativity gets to me too. Distractions, negativity, and depression gets to me too. I'm not just always like the smiley, perfect makeup person that you see. But it is important that you constantly or consistently change your perspective about the pandemic and change your perspective about yourself in quarantine and in this situation. Because if you do not catch yourself during these times, you can spiral into something that's much worse. Now, we are in a pandemic and we are in quarantine. Yes, that is true. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are unable to get unemployment benefits, unemployment insurance, stipends. There's a lot of negative things that are happening to us as Americans and all over the world during this time. But where can we find the smallest bit of positivity? Where can we find the smallest inkling of happiness and joy? And where we can find those places are where we need to stay, even if it's small, even if it's insignificant to whatever big life that you may have had prior. You have to get into that small place and get into that place of positivity and be able to change your perspective and change from negative to positive. So basically, at the very beginning, I was really scared about what could possibly happen to my career, which is, not that big of a deal when you think about all the people who've actually lost their lives to this pandemic. But, thinking about what could happen and what setbacks I could face, having worked so hard to get to where I was, and now it just seems like it's something that is gone in the trash, but that's not the case. And so I had to catch myself when I would think those negative thoughts about where my future could go, in the trash and negative, to maybe this is a stepping stone for something even greater, or maybe this is a great time for me to have introspection. Is that the word? Have an introspective outlook on myself and look at myself as opposed to looking at the pandemic situation, and preparing myself for the next phase of my career and the next phase of my life. I mean, who knows what's going to happen 5 months from now or at the beginning of January 2021. Like, no, who knows? The way that 2020 is going, like, I don't even really want to think about it. But you never know how life is going to move you, or how things are going to elevate you, or how negative situations are going to put you in place for your next big win. So it's really important to be in check with your perspective on a certain situation, because you never know what is going to happen next. And that is the great thing about this life and being able to still have life, is that you just never know. So it's really important for you to check your negative perspectives on the situation, because all that does is keep you down, keep you in a downward spiral. But you have to keep yourself up. You have to keep yourself positive. You don't have to be, all extra smiley or extroverted or whatever the case may be, but you do have to keep yourself in check, because like I said, there's going to be light at the tunnel. I really, really feel like good, positive things are going to come out of this in the end, and we're going to be a much better, much stronger country come January 2020. Come January, we are going to be a much better, much stronger country come January 2021. So with all of that being said, we talked about creating a schedule. We talked about making your work environment normalized, normalizing your work environment so you feel like you're at work even though you're at home. We talked about filling up your day, making sure that you always have something to do and you always are working on something to get you to the next level. And then we talked about making sure that you continue to have a positive perspective on the situation, or changing your negative thoughts into positive thoughts as soon as they pop up. Switch that negative perspective to a positive perspective of your work from home quarantine situation during COVID-19 pandemic. So those 4 things have really helped me to cope with being in a work from home situation, and hopefully they are, things that either you've already enacted in your everyday life, or things that you may be willing or open to looking at or starting yourself. So like I said, always feel free to, reach out to me if you just need somebody to share your thoughts with about being in quarantine, or how it's working out for you, or if you want some, deeper advice, or if you have questions about anything that I said, feel free to comment down below. I'll also have my email address and my social media accounts down below as well, so that you can reach out to me. I hope that all of you are feeling good and, preparing yourselves for the good things that are going to be coming into your lives. And definitely stick around for more videos with me. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification so that you're always updated whenever I release a new video. And I think that this community will be something that can really grow and help a lot of people. So I'm really excited about that, and I look forward to another video, guys. Peace out.